Hi, I'm Holly from Catering and I'm going to show you some top tips to keep your machine in full working order and some preventative maintenance to make sure that you don't get any faults with the machine. So first I'm going to show you what to do when the machine first arrives. So remove the box and the polystyrene. You just need to be really careful to remove the polystyrene triangle that sits inside the machine, so it's underneath. So once you remove the polystyrene from the bottom, make sure you get under there and take that out as well. The problems that could cause is it can damage the motor if you use the machine with that on, and also you'll hear like a squeaking noise if it is when you put it on its first wash. So if you do hear that, stop the machine, turn it off and remove that. Next is the transport bolts. So you need a 13mm spanner, and there's 4 in the back, so there's 2 larger ones and 2 smaller ones. So make sure you remove them, and they also come with a plastic plug that you need to remove as well. If you come around the back, there's some plastic plugs that you can fit into the machine to make it look a bit neater at the back. So next I'm going to show you how to install the washing machine. So first things first is the drain. So you need a standpipe and a trap, a washing machine standpipe and trap like this, and it can be no more than 120mm high. Obviously the machine has a drain pump, but it can only pump to a certain height. It can pump 64 litres of water out per minute, providing that your drain's correct. And it's a minimum height of 61 centimetres or 24 inches. So the machine comes with this drain pipe on the back, and it'll be fastened to the back. So you need to remove that and then put that in your standpipe. So the drain pipe, this grey one, can only go 4 inches down the standpipe. The reason for that is because if the air can't escape from the machine will siphon the water back, the dirty water back in, and what you'll get is your washing won't come out clean, and also the machine might pause. So if the drain time's out, then it'll pause and it won't let you finish the wash. So make sure that's no more than 4 inches and air can get out of it. Next is you need to make sure the machine's completely level, so use a spirit level to make sure it is. You can adjust the feet if you've got an uneven floor. Just make sure the bolts are really tight once you've adjusted it to the right height. And you also need it to be on a hard surface as well, not on a carpet. If it's not level, you might get unbalanced loads, or again the machine might vibrate and move around when it's trying to spin. Next is the power. So it's a 13 amp plug and play, really easy to plug in. Don't ever plug it into an extension lead. It should always be plugged into the wall. These machines can be installed into an outhouse or into a yard if you're using it for equine. So just make sure, 1, you don't plug it into an extension lead, 2, that it's level, 3, that your drain has air around it so it doesn't siphon. So the machine comes with a 3/4 inch BSP inlet hose, so that just attaches to your faucet and then straight onto the back of the machine. The solenoid valve has a filter on it, so one of the maintenances on this machine is that you need to make sure that that's clear, so it looks a bit like this. You need to turn your water off if you're going to clean this out, and then remove your inlet hose and then just pull that filter out and wash it and make sure it's kept free from blockages. If that is blocked, then the machine, again, it'll pause when it first starts its wash because it can't fill properly, and you'll get error code 22 if that's blocked. So that's one of the things that you need to check if that happens. Another thing that you obviously need to check if it can't fill is that you've got no kinks in your inlet hose, and that you've got enough water pressure. So this machine needs at least 10 to 120 psi water pressure to work properly. Next I'm going to talk about unbalanced load. So sometimes we get customers called up to say that the machine's adding time onto the wash. This is normal for the machine to do this. On the screen it does display a time remaining, but this is just estimated. The machine adds time on when it's going to go to spin if the load isn't balanced. So if all the laundry's sat on one side, then it'll tumble anti-clockwise and clockwise until it is totally balanced, and then it can spin. The reason it does this is obviously to protect the machine's components and to protect your laundry as well. Otherwise it could rip, or the machine will move across the room and it'll put a lot of strain on the bearings and the spider on the back of the machine. So it is normal for it to add time on. If it adds more than sort of 20 minutes onto the time, then you could have a problem with either how the machine is levelled. If it's not levelled properly, it could add time on because it can't be balanced. If it's overloaded, it'll do exactly the same thing, and if it's underloaded. So it is a big machine, it is designed to wash a lot at once. So if you've just got one shirt in there, then it will say unbalanced. So if you can, add more in. If not, it's going to take a bit longer to finish its wash to make sure it's level and spinning properly. Another reason why it can say that it's unbalanced is if the water can't drain properly. So again, you need to make sure that the air can escape from the drain and you've got your drain pipe no more than 4 inches down your standpipe. And then the final thing that could happen if it's unbalanced is if you've got too much detergent in there, then it'll keep trying to drain, like rinse and drain until it gets rid of all the detergent suds. So you need to make sure you're not using too much. Okay, I'm going to show you about the door seal now. So if you do get your door seal, if your door seal rips or it tears or it stretches or the machine starts to leak, you'll see like leaking down the front of the door, then it might mean that you need your door seal replaced. How to prevent the door seal needing replacing is by not overloading the machine. So what happens when you overload the machine is that the drum pulls back and then it puts strain on it. So then obviously when the machine's going to tumble and spin, it's going to rip it. Another thing is when you put your laundry in, especially the bulky items, make sure there's nothing trapped between the door and the door seal, or else it could rip your laundry or rip the door seal and then it'll need replacing. Okay, a really important one is the filter. So the machines have a really heavy duty filter, so we sell them to equine, we sell them to dog kennels, washing dog blankets, and obviously that means there's a lot of hair or shavings that get caught in the filter, so it needs to be cleaned at least weekly if you're using it for that, or daily if you've washed something really hairy, you need to get rid of it straight away. So I'll show you how you can empty the filter. You need either a flathead screwdriver or a coin just to flick the filter cover off. So that just comes off like this. It has a funnel there to funnel the water out. Water will come out of the bottom there, so you need like a shallow pan to put underneath it to catch that water. You turn the filter anti-clockwise and pull it as you turn it. It'll come out and then anything will be caught in there, and that's there to stop anything getting into the drain pump. So obviously clean that regularly. If something has got into the drain pump, you might be able to pull it out. If not, then you can run test 5 on the machine to see if the drain pump's still working. What that'll do, if you can hear the drain pump pumping, it'll display P on the screen. Then that means it is still working. So you can do a few washes, a basket clean wash, which might help flush it out. So when you put this back in, there's a notch on the bottom of it, which you need to make sure lines up with the notch on the actual machine. So that lines up first, you push it in and then you turn it clockwise until it's tight. Another thing to check if that starts leaking is this seal is not corroded, so that needs to be checked as well when you empty that. And then tighten it so you can't feel any more resistance, and then obviously you can just put the filter cover back on. So next problem that you might come across with any machine that uses water is scale build-up. So if you're in a hard water area, you need to make sure you're descaling the machine regularly. We do sell Descaler, it's a really strong one that works with our machine. We sell it in 10-litre tubs and it's a powder, so you need a 50ml scoop. You put 50ml straight into the drum and then put it on the basket clean cycle. That is a dedicated cycle, it's a really hot wash, so don't put any laundry in there with that. And that'll descale the machine and get any scale build up on the element. Can also use basket clean to keep the machine fresh without any descaler in it. You can put some bleach in it just to keep it clean. Obviously if you're washing horse blankets and dog beds, then you need to make sure it keeps fresh, so you can use that cycle on there too. Another thing that can happen to the heating element if you're using this machine on a dairy farm, you might have udder cloths that you're washing or even horse blankets, you can get like a grease build up on the heating element. So descaler won't get through the grease, so you need to use something called premium emulsifier. We sell that in 20-litre tubs, so you can use that as a detergent, as like an addition to any wash. It won't harm your laundry at all, and that'll help get rid of the grease. The reason it happens is the washing machine heats up to get rid of the grease to begin with, and then once it starts draining, it starts cooling down, that then solidifies on your heating element, and that's the reason why you need to use the emulsifier. The other way you can use it is you can just do it once a week, a wash on again on the basket clean, just with that in the detergent drawer as you normally would. and that'll get rid of any grease build-up on there as well. You do still need to descale it because scale build-up's a totally different thing to the grease, so you need to do both. So next I'm going to talk about bearings. So with any washing machine, the bearings unfortunately are not covered under the warranty. The way that you can tell if the bearings are going or your machine needs a service is you might get some scratches on the glass, and the reason is because the drum can move around more because it's not tightly sat into the bearings anymore. It can move so much that it scratches the glass. If you notice this, you shouldn't carry on using the machine, you should get it serviced and get the bearings replaced straight away. You'll also be able to feel some play in the drum, so it's normal that the machine drum can move backwards and forwards, but if it can move up and down, you should hear it knocking if the bearings have gone. And if you can, then again, you need to replace the bearings on the machine. Another reason you can tell if the bearings are going is when it goes into spin, it might make like a rumbling sound, so you need to watch out for that. So if you think you need a bearing repair or you want the machine serviced, then we do really easy set prices for this. We will loan you a machine so you don't have any downtime, and we will bring it back to our workshop, fix it for you. Full service, which includes all the bearings, the heating element, descaling that, and you also get a tub seal as well. So the machine comes back to you like a brand new machine. It is a set price, and if you want a quote for that, call 01229 48 0001. We're open 8 till 8, 7 days a week, and we can get it booked in for you through our service line. Now I'm going to show you how to check for error codes on the machine. So they have self-diagnostics, so if you do have a problem with the machine, you can find the error codes yourself. From the video you might be able to fix it yourself, or you can call us and we can go through it with you and log a service call for you. Our engineers have their own parts and they come with all the parts for the washing machine, so they can fix it on site for you. Right, so to get into error codes, you need to turn them, make sure the door's closed and there's nothing in the drum. Turn the machine on. Then you need to press temp, delay wash, temp, delay wash. The screen will go blank and the door will lock. So then you need to wait about 5 seconds, and then it'll come up with T01 on the screen. You turn the dial clockwise 1 click to T02, and then you can press start. Any error codes will come up now. So this machine obviously says E00, which means it's got no error codes. There can be more than one error code, and you just need to turn the dial to get all of them. And then that should tell you what's wrong with the machine. Again, it might have more than one. And also it'll throw an error code up if at any one time in its life it's not been able to fill quick enough, it'll come up with E22, but that's not necessarily the problem. Or if it's not been able to drain, it'll come up with E31. Again, if it's not necessarily the problem, then there might be more error codes. So you can try and remedy them yourself from the video, or if not, again, call our service line and we can help you over the phone. So as for detergent that you can use with the machine, we sell some rug wash and reproof if you're using it for horses. So the rug wash is non-bio, so it's not going to harm the horse's skin, and it's also really good at removing grease and like wax and anything that's going to be stuck to the rug, stains, things like that. The machine also has features obviously to help get rid of things like that, like the add steam. That's a really gentle way of adding steam, heat into the wash to get rid of the stains. But combine that with the detergent, it's a high efficiency detergent, and obviously you can just use that daily. The reproofer that we do is you can use it for jackets, outdoor jackets or horse rugs, anything that you need to reproof. What you need to do that is wash the items first so they're clean, and then you need to put it on a second wash. The reproof can go in the detergent drawer, and then you can put it either on a quick wash or a rinse and spin, and then you'd need to just hang it out to dry so that the reproofer can stick to it. If you're using the machine for hotels or bed and breakfast, then we also do a washing powder, which has a professional scent and a really good finish. It gets rid of stains, it's really good for whites, and we also do the fabric softener as well. So obviously all these sheets and everything stay soft, and your towels. Thank you for watching that video. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to call us 01229 48 0001. We will be doing some more videos as well to help you if you need to repair the machine. So if you need to change the door seal or you need to change the drain pump, then we're going to show you how to do that as well. We do have a new machine coming out which is new and improved. It is available for pre-order now, and it is on a pre-order special offer. So, and that's arriving in January. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.